I'm now joined by Florence Villamino to take a look at how the international press is reacting to that superstorm in the US.
Hi,
Hello,
Claire.
Florence. You're starting off with the Independent from the UK.
That's right. The storm is on the front page of lots of newspapers today, including the Independent, which says shock and awe. And on the front page there, you see there's several very striking photos taken during the hurricane and now with the aftermath, flooding. Superstorm, of course. Superstorm now. The International Herald Tribune also has Superstorm Sandy on the cover. They say that a daunting recovery begins. More impressive photos there. And the Wall Street Journal Europe has a very striking photo there of a statue of the Virgin Mary among debris. Now, damage has been estimated at about $20 billion for the moment. And a lot of organizations have taken to social media like Twitter and Facebook to keep people updated on what's going on. For instance, the MTA, so the Metropolitan Transportation Authority in New York City, they've tweeted several times. For instance, here's a tweet that they did last night saying, express buses will operate at near normal strength tomorrow. Customers should be prepared for detours due to road and tunnel conditions. So for now, it's unclear exactly when the whole subway network will be working again. FEMA is also tweeting. FEMA, of course, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. They're handing out safety tips. For instance, don't walk or wade through floodwaters because it can contain harmful toxins, chemicals, etc.
So like you say, a lot of organisations, they're using social networking sites, particularly Twitter, but there has been criticism about the way some of the media has been covering the storm.
That's right. The Atlantic points out that they point out a case against sending TV reporters out into the hurricane. They say that this actually just puts the journalists in danger. It doesn't really add any extra value. And we were seeing a lot of images like this one. Here's CNN, the correspondent Ali Velshi, he was reporting from Atlantic City. And it says that there's no real value here. It's just it's entertainment, actually. It's dangerous for the journalist, and it's dangerous for people such as the people behind the journalists here in the pictures who think that because the journalist is there, it's safe for them as well to go out into the storm.
And a lot of media also focusing on how the federal government has been handling the situation.
That's right. Now, so far it seems that a lot of media think that the federal government did a pretty good job. A lot of authorities as well think that the federal government did a good job, including Chris Christie, so the Republican governor of New Jersey. Now, it's surprising because he's a big supporter of Mitt Romney, but he's applauded Obama for the way he dealt with the crisis. For instance, you can see here a tweet. He said, I want to thank the president personally for his assistance as we recover from the storm.
And this takes us to the US election. It's just a few days away. Obviously, the two candidates have been affected and their schedules. Things aren't quite going to plan. And what are the papers saying about that then?
Well, of course, Mitt Romney has started campaigning again today. Barack Obama's waiting until tomorrow to get back on the campaign trail. Now, it's unclear exactly just what Superstorm Sandy is going to do for them, how it's going to affect the polls. But Romney is already starting to receive a little bit of criticism for comments he made back in 2011 during the Republican Party primary regarding FEMA's budget. And I think we'll listen to this right now.
FEMA's about to run out of money, and there are some people who say do it on a case-by-case basis, and some people who say, maybe we're learning a lesson here that the states should take on more of this role. How do you deal with something like that?
Absolutely. Every time you have an occasion to take something from the federal government and send it back to the states, that's the right direction. We should take all of what we're doing at the federal level and say, what are the things we're doing that we don't have to do? And those things we've got to stop doing.
Now, the New York Times lashed out at Romney for these comments in their editorial. They say that a big storm requires a big government. And they say that Superstorm Sandy is proof that Romney's policies are reckless and off track. Now, New York Magazine has an interesting piece that says that Democrats should actually politicize Sandy, because for now everyone is kind of not wanting to seem like they're electioneering here. The New York Magazine says that they actually should, to show how Republican strategy aren't on course. So for now, it's unclear exactly how all this is actually going to play out on next Tuesday, but they could very well tip the balance. And there's an interesting cartoon in the International Herald Tribune that points this out. You see there the election map of 2012. There's Superstorm Sandy hurtling into a map of the country. And in the bottom there, you see another mini superstorm hurtling into the undecided voters. So according to this cartoon, the storm could very well shake up the way undecided voters are going to vote, and therefore maybe be the kingmaker of the election.
Okay, thank you very much, Florence Villamino.